Here now to fill us in a bit more on the investigation, he's the Director of Research and Investigations over at Judicial Watch, our pal, Chris Farrell, back on the program. Chris, how about it? Now, why, oh why, is it just, some would say, well, they didn't want to get involved in a political scandal, so they lied and said they weren't there? Or is there something deeper going on here? What have you guys uncovered?
Many moons ago, George Stephanopoulos talked about telling the truth slowly, which is a way to avoid the cover-up scandal. They're lying, right? So why are they lying? Who are they protecting? How are they trying to shape the narrative? Because something bad, something negative has occurred above and beyond really the tragic death of this guy. Nobody in the world is happy about or celebrating the death of this guy.
No,
obviously,
they said they were such good friends with him, right? They've had him as their chef since their White House days. So wouldn't you just come forward and be like, we were here, and when we heard, we were so grief-stricken, we loved him. Why lie?
Yeah, and the problem, the other part of it is that's really kind of tragic is he drowned in only 7 or 8 feet of water. It wasn't, the problem was he had very poor swimming skills, according to his family. That's documented in the reporting that we got. We've got about 40 pages of material. It's all up on our website at judicialwatch.org, and folks can read the reports for themselves. Once you go through it and you see the redactions they've made, you actually end up having more questions than when you started into this thing.
Yeah.
Because as you mentioned, there's a woman in there, still unidentified.
Right.
Was apparently out on a paddleboard with him. She dove in after him, couldn't get him. So what's the deal? What were they doing out in the evening?
And what about clothes, Chris? I thought I heard in one of the early reports that the clothes were on the beach and he wasn't clothed. Now, was that outside, like street clothes, and there was a wetsuit on him when they found him? Or was he didn't have his clothes on?
That's another unexplained facet of the story.
Okay.
I was surprised to learn that the Secret Service has rescue swimmers living at the compound. I think that's pretty remarkable. Who knew that they had to have special rescue swimmers around the president just because that's one of his vacation homes? But they do. And one of those swimmers went in after this guy, couldn't find him. They ended up sending in dive teams. And even the way this whole thing was handled, there's Edgartown Police, there's Massachusetts State Police, Secret Service is involved. They had a lot of law enforcement, a lot of emergency response, local fire and rescue. The whole thing is tragic, but then on top of that, for whatever reason, the Obama gang is going back to their default position of lie and cover up. And there's no good explanation so far.
Yeah, I don't get it. Well, look, we know that the mainstream media won't dig into it at all because they love the Obamas. That was, the savior of the party and the nation, according to the left. So they're going to take whatever they get from Camp Obama and say that it's factual and it's the Holy Grail. So if he wasn't there, he wasn't there, even though the new report you're investigating shows he was. Even if nobody was with the guy, nope, there was a woman with him. He had his clothes on, he didn't have his clothes on. So many facts. And that's why you never know if you're getting the damn truth. And then I want to pivot here to a documentary film you guys got coming out because it talks about the censorship of conservatives. Like, you're on a conservative talk show, we're discussing this story, and we can't even get all the facts because they've got law enforcement agencies in their back pocket, and we're getting little snippets of what they say the truth is. Talk to me about this documentary you guys at Judicial Watch are putting out. It's called Censored and Controlled.
Censored and Controlled. And in fact, we're very happy that One American News is going to be running the documentary in its 1 hour full length version sometime real soon. I know that's coming. It's forthcoming. Folks can watch 10-minute segments of it on our website, judicialwatch.org. We went ahead and we interviewed Matt Tabibi. We interviewed Schellenberg, his colleague. We've got Jim Jordan and others with real firsthand knowledge of what the government was doing to control and psychologically condition the American public. And few outlets, thankfully One American News, was consistent in trying to tell the truth while everyone else was being squeezed and suppressed.
Yep.
So hats off to One America, naturally. And I think folks will really find, because we have all this documented. This isn't people sitting around thinking great thoughts. And,
right.
Gee, what happened? What might have?
No, this is from actual testimony and factual censorship, what they were doing at Twitter, Facebook, you name it, how the Biden regime colluded with them. This is right from horses' mouths, the people that testified. It's factual stuff, people. For anybody that argues conservatives were censored. I got to run, but Chris, thank you so much. You and Tom Fitton and all the team over there. Again, it's censored and controlled. It is coming to OAN soon. We're working out the details with upper management, but you'll be able to see this documentary soon. And Chris, thanks for your reporting on this story that nobody's paying attention to as far as the death of this chef. Chris Farrell, Judicial Watch. Thank you, sir.